Longtime linebacker Jordan Hicks announcing his retirement. He had missed the first 2 days of camp due to personal reasons. We find out before day 3 of camp that Jordan Hicks is hanging up the cleats after 23 years of playing football. They already lost JOK in the linebacker room. They've now lost Jordan Hicks in the linebacker room. We assume Carson Schlesinger will be one of the starting linebackers, the 33rd pick in this most recent draft. But G. Bush, were you surprised at the Jordan Hicks retirement announcement this morning? And frankly, who's going to start next to Carson Schlesinger now?
Man, I turned around and before the show started. I turned around to Jason. Hey, you know something about this? You know who? He's I ain't had nothing on it. Listen, this came out of left field. I thought he was penciled in to start. He was more of a team leader at linebacker. And the concerning part about this situation is, all right, JOK. All right, we don't know what's on with that. We already speculated that looks like a long shot. Shout out to JOK, by the way. Jordan Hicks is retired. Devin Bush is in court. I don't know what's going on with him and his court situation. And now you have a linebacker room where you have Jerome Baker, you have Carson Schlesinger,
Diabate,
and Mohamed Diabate, and that's about it. For a unit that is, looking at the Browns, the defense is probably going to be the reason that they overachieved this year, if they were going to overachieve. And, that's a knock to what they're doing because he was a big part of what it was. But, that's why you draft Carson Schlesinger. Now that pick looks a little more plausible. You see, kind of look around like, oh, I see. And I wonder did Andrew Berry Jordan Hicks is a pro's pro, a man's man. He probably said, listen, I'm thinking about it. You guys might want to protect yourself a little bit there, and I'll let you know. And he probably, when he ain't there the first 2 days, Jason, and as hot as it was yesterday, I could see why he might have had some second thoughts. If you thinking about retirement and anywhere close to it,
that don't help.
Nah, you like, I'm cool. I'm going to just go ahead and call in sick today permanently.
Yeah, I don't know what the personal matters was that he's been dealing with. I'm guessing this was not a surprise to the Browns, not as much as it was to us. I was taken off guard by it, but I think you understand now why they took Schlesinger where they did. It's a good thing they did, and we have to wait and see. Devin Bush could be facing suspension based on what's going on with him and court date he's got coming up. So they're thin there. There's no question about that. It's early in camp. I'm sure maybe as guys get cut, maybe they make a move. Maybe they bring somebody else in to try and fill that spot. It is not the priority of the defense at that position, but at the same time, you got to have somebody there. You got to have dudes who can run and tackle there. So, there's a lot of pressure on Carson Schlesinger for being a second-round pick. There's going to be a lot expected of him now.
In Jason Lloyd's voice, linebackers are not their thing. They are. Remember the one year I threw a stone cold fig. He's like, listen, dog. They want warm bodies at backer. That's it. And that's what they like.
It ranks 3rd out of 3 on the priority list. Defensive line being number 1, secondary 2, and then linebackers 3 in a Jim Schwartz defense. But, that's fine, but you still got to have guys who can go out there and play.
You need somebody, right? And right now when you look at the Browns linebacker room, minus JOK and minus Jordan Hicks, you have Mohamed Diabate.
Who I actually like.
I do too. But it's been small sample size.
Yeah.
We've never seen him in that prolific role that you would feel comfortable with saying he's definitely a player.
Right.
You have Jerome Baker, who's floated around. I know Tyvus calls him Jerome Baker, the touchdown maker, which is not a great nickname considering he plays on defense. And I understand that comes from his high school days. That's not an NFL nickname, but still, when your nickname's the touchdown maker, I want you to be a running back or receiver.
Right.
Not a guy who's supposed to stop the other team from scoring said touchdowns. You have Carson Schlesinger, who was an All-American last year, a guy I think we're all pretty high on, but has yet to play a single snap preseason or regular season in the NFL, and is a guy who was a walk-on coming out of high school just 4 years ago. This dude's had an incredible transformation and journey, but it's not like he has a proven track record for more than a year or two of this sustained level of excellence. And we know the Browns have a chance to have a really good defensive line. We know they have a chance to have a really good secondary. But, I go back to 2022, the first year of the show, when they had no defensive line, but we felt better about the linebackers in the secondary. if one of those three is such a weakness, it can be exploited. And for the Browns to be competitive this year, the defense has to be, top 12 or better for them to have a chance to win, more than a couple games this year, unless one of these quarterbacks goes off. And we'll talk about your in-person observations of the quarterbacks in a sec. It's just a weak room. It has potential. Maybe these guys can step up and be better players than they are technically on paper, but right now there's just not a lot of true proven track record or proven production from the entire linebacking room.
Yeah, it's they got a lot of names up front and in the secondary, but when you're playing in a division like the AFC North, you got to get ready. I mean, you got to get ready to go. Teams, especially, and I'm going to stop saying the AFC North. Let me talk about the AFC in general. Like, you play in the AFC, man. Ain't no slouches coming out there. Teams got quarterbacks. Teams going to run the football. You got, a lot of teams that is really top-notch NFL organizations in terms of the best teams in the league. So when you got unproven guys out there, and we haven't added in rookies, right? Even if Carson Schwarzenegger is great, they're still called a rookie wall, where it's like, oh man, I done already paid 12 games. Now you got 5 more to go. That bye week is late. Yeah. So, we'll see how they do. But, in general, they are a little thin, and a couple injuries can put a monkey wrench into some things for them.
When you look at the schedule, too, they open the season against Joe Burrow. Week 2 is against Lamar Jackson. You have Aaron Rodgers in the division now. If you're looking at just the linebacker group, against Baltimore, you have to be on all your P's and Q's because the read option, Lamar is a scrambler. Against Cincinnati, no quarterback in football, in my opinion, is better at diagnosing the defense and making that lightning-quick decision, getting the ball out of his hand within a second and a half than Joe Burrow. That puts an emphasis on the linebackers to be in the right spot at the right time in those zone coverages. And who the hell knows what Aaron Rodgers is going to give Pittsburgh this year. If he's good, if he's terrible, I'd see both sides of the coin. But it's a tough division for any linebacker. It's an even tougher division for some unproven guys, and they're going to be thrown to the fire right away. You look at those first 5 games.
Nasty.
Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Jordan Love, Jared Goff, and then maybe J.J. McCarthy's good, maybe he's terrible. We'll find out in 5 games. But tough situation for the Browns, and as we get more information on what happened to Jordan Hicks, we will bring that to you guys right here on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.